Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Let's just dive right into this, shall we? Think about the exact route you drove this morning. Or, that package that magically arrived at your front door, right on schedule today. Both of those everyday miracles are governed by what we're unpacking today. It's a technology quietly reshaping the entire global economy. Honestly, I'm about to share what might just be the ultimate career cheat code for today's tech landscape. We're talking about a field that is literally undergoing its most massive paradigm shift since the invention of the digital database.
But first things first, we've got to shatter an outdated myth right out of the gate. When a lot of folks hear the acronym GIS, Geographic Information Systems, they instantly picture someone sitting at a desk, basically coloring in static paper maps, or maybe just dropping a digital pin on a digital map, right? Well, scratch that. That couldn't be further from the truth. The bleeding-edge reality of this industry today is deeply rooted in massive big data, cloud computing, and incredibly advanced machine learning. We aren't just drawing maps anymore. We are building highly detailed digital twins of entire cities and complex supply chains, and we're running predictive AI models to solve some of the absolute toughest problems in the world.
And the stakes here are absolutely astronomical. 170 million. Just let the sheer scale of that number sink in for a second. While there's obviously a ton of fear out there that AI is going to wipe out jobs, and yeah, it's projected to eliminate somewhere around 92 million jobs globally by 2030, it is simultaneously projected to create 170 million new ones. And the geospatial industry, it is riding right at the absolute forefront of this massive wave of job creation.
Section 1. The GeoAI Revolution. Let's take a quick look at the automation of spatial data and the specific tech that's driving this incredible industry shift.
Enter GeoAI, or Geospatial Artificial Intelligence. Basically, this is the fusion of traditional spatial science with deep learning and generative AI. And I want to be super clear about this. This is not some theoretical, maybe someday in the future concept. This is the reality for enterprises right now. It is completely shifting the entire profession from basic, descriptive analytics, just asking what is where, to hardcore predictive analytics, asking what will happen here and why.
So you're probably wondering, what skills do you actually need to pull this off? Well, you need what's known as the full-stack geospatial toolkit. Modern students and pros are learning this highly lucrative tech stack, and it's a total game changer. It is way beyond just knowing traditional platforms like ArcGIS Pro or QGIS. Today, it's about mastering programming languages like Python and R, wrangling SQL databases, and directly deploying machine learning models. We're talking about utilizing convolutional neural networks, which essentially train computers to instantly spot buildings or terrain in satellite imagery, and random forest algorithms that use thousands of decision trees to make incredibly accurate predictions. Mastering this sweet spot between spatial data and machine learning makes you literally irreplaceable.
Because in practice, you aren't just looking at flat lines on a screen anymore. You're analyzing deep, super complex data layers. Modern professionals take these huge data sets and feed them into cutting-edge systems. For example, they're using YOLO, or You Only Look Once, algorithms to analyze drone footage and instantly categorize building damage the absolute second a natural disaster hits. That kind of speed drastically slashes emergency response times. They're automating feature extraction at a scale we honestly used to think was totally impossible.
Section 2. Predicting the future. Now let's pivot and showcase the real-world impact of all this. I'm going to prove to you that spatial intelligence literally runs the modern world.
To really wrap our heads around this complexity, let's look at modern global logistics. FedEx is a prime example here. They absolutely rely on extreme precision to manage their global supply chains. To keep their massive fleets of planes and millions of deliveries on time, FedEx runs sophisticated enterprise GIS. But here's the kicker. They go a step further. They augment that system with AI's predictive capabilities to actually forecast exactly when a plane is going to need parts or maintenance. They do this by cross-referencing flight hours, weather variables, historical wear and tear, the whole shebang. It ensures these incredibly complex global supply chains just stay perfectly on schedule.
And it's not just supply chains, it's the environment itself. Microsoft actually partnered with Esri and Impact Observatory to build a massive AI-powered land cover map. And what's truly staggering about this is that it maps the Earth at a 10-meter resolution. That means they can monitor changes on our planet at the scale of a single residential house in near real time. This kind of unprecedented scale and frequency is absolutely crucial for tackling huge questions about our human footprint, wild weather patterns, and escalating environmental crisis. Which brings us to a mind-blowing number, $100 million. That is the staggering amount of money the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers saves every single year using GeoAI. Seriously,
They built this operations-wide digital twin called NavPortal. It takes cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and ship tracking data and mashes them all together. By analyzing millions of vessel tracking pings, the AI actually predicts exactly where sediment is going to build up and slow down massive cargo ships. Just think about that. They're saving $100 million a year just by accurately predicting where underwater mud is going to gather. It allows them to be wildly proactive and laser precise with their dredging operations.
And that's just one single agency. Let's rapid fire through a few more high-level enterprise examples of global infrastructure defense. You've got AT&T using climate data and spatial analysis to map potential coastal flood risks for its U.S. infrastructure all the way out to 2050. Over in Germany, the Bavarian State Ministry uses AI on road imagery to predict early signs of wear and tear before they become major, expensive repairs. And in Finnish forests, AI is crunching imagery and climate data to predict forest inventory and optimize sustainable harvesting. It's just awesome how incredibly versatile and utterly elite this technology has become across basically every sector you can think of.
Section 3. The ultimate value-add skill. Let's bring this all directly back to you. How does this technology exponentially increase your personal value in the workforce, regardless of what field you're actually in?
Let's think about the DIKW model for a second. That stands for data, information, knowledge, and wisdom. I know a lot of people are terrified that AI is going to replace them. But looking at this breakdown tells a totally different story. Generative AI is taking over the bottom layers. It's handling the tedious data cleaning, the pre-processing, the basic spatial mapping. And you know what? That is a good thing, because it frees you up to step into the role of a strategic orchestrator. While AI does the heavy lifting with the data, you provide the knowledge and the wisdom. You validate the outputs, you apply strategic judgment, you navigate the quirky political norms of your organization, and you connect those spatial insights to real-world execution. AI is your co-pilot here, folks. It is definitely not your replacement.
And if you think you have to be a hardcore geographer to use this stuff, actually, scratch that. Think again. GIS doesn't even have to be a standalone major. It is literally the ultimate universal business advantage. Let's say you're an economics major. You can use GIS to map supply chain vulnerabilities and pick the absolute best retail sites. In public health, it's essential for tracking disease outbreaks and figuring out how to distribute healthcare facilities equitably. Or if you're in computer science, you're the one building the spatial backend for autonomous vehicles and augmented reality. Truly understanding the where of things multiplies your worth in the job market, completely regardless of your background.
I think the whole thing is summed up perfectly by former Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper. He said, for so many of the challenges of modern life, GIS is the last great hope. And he realized this firsthand after relying on GIS to navigate absolutely devastating wildfires and floods, and using it to totally redesign highway contours to build back better and faster. Solving our planet's most complex, chaotic challenges, from natural disasters to massive global supply chain breakdowns, it literally demands these elite, high-level GIS responses.
Which leaves us with one final pretty important question. AI is mapping the future. It's automating the data, and it's predicting the outcomes. But it desperately needs a strategic human orchestrator. So will you be the one directing it? Adopting these full-stack geospatial skills isn't just about learning some new piece of software. It's about securing a completely future-proof career where your ability to bridge digital models and the physical world makes you absolutely, undeniably irreplaceable. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, stay curious, and I'll catch you next time.